Good afternoon. I'll call to order the Public Utilities Commission meeting for Tuesday, July 25th, 2023. The first item on the agenda is the consent agenda.
President Visser, Commissioners, I just have one comment on that, on the director's report. I just wanted you to be aware that we did have an emergency repair that needed to be made on a water line that connected our GE number 4 to the cooling tower. When we tried to get that up and running, there was a leak, and so it was an emergency. We needed to get it done immediately. I did not have the numbers at the time of printing the agenda, but that has been repaired, and there'll be a receive and order filed information item for the next meeting.
Can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I'll offer the motion to approve the consent agenda items.
Second.
Is there any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next up, we have the Employee of the Month recognition.
Yes, the Employee of the Month for the month of June is Darlis Bodie. Darlis works in the Water Department as well as she splits her time between water and wastewater. And Darlis has been able to fit very well in the Water Department. She's very thorough. She's able to learn new tasks very well, and she's provided continuity of work for the Water Department after we had a long-term retirement. She brings a friendly personality, and she's able to handle customer service calls and provides help to our staff. So she's an important person to the success of the Water Department, so I want to congratulate Darlis.
Thank you.
I'll make the motion to recognize Darlis Bodie as Employee of the Month for June 2023.
I'll second him.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. The next item is Green Step Cities Achievement.
Good evening. So I'm here to give a short update on the Green Step Cities. For anyone that's not familiar with Green Step Cities, it's a voluntary 5-step program for cities to work towards sustainability and quality of life goals. There are 29 best practices, which each provide or required and recommended actions within them. Recommended actions are placed in the following categories, such as buildings and lighting, land use, transportation, environmental management, and others. Each action submitted by a city receives a ranking based on a star system. So there's a 1 star up to a 3 star. So it's kind of a good, better, best type ranking. So recently, the city of New Ulm recently received an award for being a Step 2 city in this program last month. The utilities, the city of New Ulm, along with the Energy Awareness Commission, have been working hard since, I believe it was April 2021, that the city council approved a resolution of being a member of the Green Step Cities. So I'm just here to let you know that public utilities, along with the city of New Ulm, received a Step 2 recognition. And I included some kind of highlights that they highlight with the program, and just to show the diversity of the program, from being a bike-friendly community to the highlighted section of the 20 lighting upgrades, which actually were all done in the public. Most of them were done within just the public utilities building, which shows how many kilowatt hours, money saved, and a payback. So they're just some overall examples, and kind of overall the program, as the steps proceed, once you get to Step 3 and Step 4 and Step 5, it gets a little more intense, where you kind of need to start benchmarking actions and finding out how they are affecting the community. Finding out, for example, Safe Roads for Schools is something that the city's claimed as an action that we've done in the past. So I think what's going to entail with that and how it pertains to Green Step Cities and the carbon emissions reduction that this program is kind of revolves around, is to figure out, how many students use that safe routes for biking and walking, and how much that's cut down on bus transportation and things like that. So it's not hard to explain, but it's very far-reaching, and it captures many different things. So I'm just here to inform you of that, especially since the Energy Awareness Commission is kind of overseeing this, and they kind of fall under the Public Utilities Commission. I thought it would be an agenda item to bring up to you. So I've included kind of a summary of the whole program with the agenda item that, I mean, I wasn't planning on going through the whole thing. It would take quite a while, but if there's any questions any of you had, I could try to answer them.
Do you know, Derek, where the information is published, like where someone would go to look to move to a city that's on a certain step level?
Yeah, there's, they have their website. If you type in Green Step Cities, just that, you'll pick up their website, and it lists every single community in Minnesota that has signed up for that. And it's it's purely in Minnesota. It's not in any other
Okay.
state. So you type that in, you'll find it. And the nice thing with this too, it shows what other communities are doing this voluntary program, but it shows what they've done. It shows what they've submitted to get that ranking of the star. So any community can share information and find out, what they've done, how they did it, how the outcome was. So, yeah.
Thank you.
All right, can I get a motion?
I'll make the motion to receive and oral order file the report on the Green Step Cities program from the Energy Services representative.
I'll second.
Any further discussion?
I would just like to add, Derek and the Energy Awareness Commission, this has been a really big step for them, has kind of given the Energy Awareness Commission a focus, that they potentially were lacking after their initial inception. And with Minnesota passing the 2040 rules, this is steps that we're already taking to get there. So this will kind of just put us ahead of other cities that haven't even started. So good job.
Have comparable cities started, do you know? Like Hutch and maybe Marshall and some of those?
Yeah, some of those have started. I know the city of Blaine is kind of always thrown out there as, I wouldn't say the golden child of it, but they're pretty up there with what they've been doing and kind of what other cities compare themselves to. So,
Thank you. Any other further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Yep, thank you.
Thanks, Derek. The next item on the agenda, new business, is the heat exchanger replacement project.
President Fesser, Commissioners, this is a budgeted item for 2023. We had $100,000 in there. There were two quotes that we received, with Campbell Seve being the low quote. There will be a smaller additional $15,000 to $20,000 through a separate vendor for the installation. But this is basically to replace the heat exchanger, which we use to keep the boiler in standby hot circulation. So
Do we perform all the install there, or is this just the purchase?
in this particular case, there will be someone else coming to install. The lead time on this is, I think it was like 2 or 3 months, so it's probably not going to get done until the end of the year, if not next year.
So is that cost included inside that price for the install?
No, this
Okay.
is just for the heat exchanger, the
Okay.
46,000, but there was
But it-
100,000 budgeted.
And we'll be well within, it looks like, right,
Yeah,
for your
we'll be
installation?
well within the budget amount, yeah.
Okay.
Is the other heat exchanger still functioning, or is that,
It is still functioning, yes, but it's at its end of life.
I'll offer the motion to receive and order filed the purchase from Campbell CV Inc. to replace the heat exchanger for the amount of $46,601.03.
I'll second that.
Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next up, we've got conference room table and chairs.
Yes, we had put in the budget for 2023 through the administration department to get the conference room table and 14 chairs in the front conference room replaced. Some of the chairs, the hydraulics no longer work in them. This particular conference room table and chairs, they were purchased when we did the remodel down at the power plant, which is about 25 years ago. So the table is older. It's showing some wear. There's some areas where it catches people's clothing, things like that. So we would like to replace that. We are going to try and sell the current conference room table. There was an agenda item for surplus earlier. We're going to try to sell that on GovDeals. Someone may be interested in buying that, so we could potentially get some money to put towards this cost.
I'll make the motion to receive and order filed the purchase of a conference room table and 14 chairs from Riverbend Business Products in the amount of $10,094.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Last item on the agenda is our report of claims.
I'll make the motion to accept the list of claims paid in the amount of $2,961,965.55.
I'll second that.
Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Is there any comments from the rest of the commissioners? If not, meeting's adjourned.